I try to push it. I don't know if you have your card. My last card. Come right behind you. Mike Walker's right behind you. Sure.
Everyone, if they could take your seats, we're going to go ahead and get our event started here. Please take your seats. If we can have all the speakers. If you are a speaker, please come up to the front here. We want to make sure we get you seated. We'll get everyone seated. We'll get started here in just a minute. Yeah, I knew it was going to be standing room only. I don't know if there's any more seating. There's some over here.
Say that everybody remains seated. Okay.
Hey, Blue Sheila.
Hi there, you doing all right?
Great to see you.
Yeah, you too. Hey, you're welcome. Good to be out here, and thank you all for all being a part of this today. Yes, it's great to see so many people.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, Lee, let's give it just another minute.
Okay, all right.
Check, 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 check.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Check, check, check.
Good morning. All right, one more. Good morning.
Awesome. It is great to see y'all here on this Good Friday Eve, all right? But we welcome you to the Dr. Ernest Rip Patton Jr. North Nashville Transit Center. I'm Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Network, and I will be your MC for the ribbon cutting. It is a short program because we want you to have plenty of time to explore the transit center and to get out of the heat as well. A couple of notes. Water and refreshments are available inside, as well as air conditioning, because I see you fanning right now, as well as restrooms. If you need to go in during the ceremony, instead of using these doors, please use the side doors. We also want to thank our event sponsors. Please give it up for your Tennessee Titans. And the Nashville Soccer Club. As you see, the Dr. Ernest Rip Patton Jr. North Nashville Transit Center is already in use by riders. The shelter and waiting rooms get people out of the sun and rain, and in the wintertime, out of the cold. Real-time video displays let people know when buses are scheduled to arrive and leave. Quick ticket vending machines empower people and more people to ride WeGo more easily. This transit center, give it a big hand. This transit center provides people in North Nashville with better connectivity to the rest of the city and more frequent service. But this is also a celebration of North Nashville. Are there any TSU, Fisk, Meharry, and American Baptist faculty, staff, and graduates in the house? Our students as well. North Nashville is a hub of higher education here in the Athens of the South and an important history and future of this neighborhood. Now, Dr. Patton was an early member of the Nashville 1960 Civil Rights Movement who participated in lunch counter sit-ins and other nonviolent projects. In 1961, he was a freedom rider who was arrested in Jackson, Mississippi, and one of the students expelled from Tennessee State University. You can see the names of the students in a historical display that is embedded in the sidewalk. The display, I will note, is still being finished, but there are renderings that are available of what the finished project will look like. These are the voices of the past of North Nashville. Artist Lee Xander Bryant created the digital display art installation in the waiting room. He documents conversations with residents to show the connection with their neighborhood. These are the voices of the present of North Nashville. The concrete walls in the plaza of this transit center are a canvas for Nashville artist Woke 3. It illustrates the words of youth speaking about their community and speaking about the world around them. These are the voices of the future of North Nashville. You can meet the artist and get a signed commemorative copy of their work inside the waiting room after the ribbon cutting. And I don't know if either of the two were in the house, but if Woke 3 is out here, or Xander Lee, raise your hand. Again, see them for signed copies afterwards, but congratulations and thank you. At this time, I want to introduce to you the CEO of WeGo Public Transit. Please welcome Steve Bland.
Well, thank you, Leland. We so appreciate you being here and our partners at Channel 5, but I was led to believe you were bringing cooler weather with you, so we're a little disappointed in that package. Well, for everyone here, welcome to the future of public transportation in Nashville. And by that, I mean more routes, more frequent services, better connections, more amenities for our riders, and maybe most important, more dignity. The Dr. Ernest Rip Patton Jr. North Nashville Transit Center demonstrates that we can be ready for the future while honoring the past and recognizing the legacy of our local heroes like Dr. Patton. I'm pleased to be joined today by Mayor O'Connell, our MTA Board Chair Gil Carr-Williams, our other MTA members and former members, such as my good friend Walt Searcy, and other elected leaders here in the community. Now, the facility itself, and please, if you haven't had a chance yet, please walk around, as Leland invited you, walk around the inside, walk around the plaza. We intend for this to be a public space and a place for community celebrations. But it really would not serve an important purpose if it did not improve access for this neighborhood and our community at large, making connections to more parts of our city faster and more reliable. And just to show the short-term impact that the improvements we've made here with this site and the services that connect here reflect, in the past year, on the 7 routes that intersect at this location, we've seen a 36% increase in ridership. So to paraphrase that movie, if we serve them, they will come. Now, of course, funding for a large project like this, $16.9 million, requires partnerships. And I'm pleased that we'll be hearing later from Deputy Governor and TDOT Commissioner Butch Ely, as well as our Regional Federal Transit Administrator, Yvette Taylor. We could not have delivered this project without their partnership, as well as the partnership of Metro Nashville. So thank you both very much. And I'd also like to welcome and acknowledge Victoria McCoy, who is here representing 7th District Congressman Mark Green. We certainly appreciate the support of our entire congressional delegation in delivering projects like this one. Now, of course, when it comes to project delivery, no one person or two person build this. So I'd really like to thank our project manager, Kia Lewis, who herded the cats. She's pretty popular up here, is what I gather. And our many WeGo public transit staff members who supported the project, and of course the partners we had in delivering it. Our designers and contractors who also did a fabulous job, led by the ICF Megan construction team, Smith G Studios, Vivid One Architecture, and the Don Harden Group. Yeah. And we also know, of course, access to transit opens up opportunity. The other piece of opportunity I'm very proud of with this project was we were able to double our goal for disadvantaged business participation in delivery of the project, with over 30% of the contracted value being awarded to disadvantaged business enterprises. I've already mentioned the importance of connections for our transit centers, so I want to thank NDOT Director Diana Alarcon and her staff. We continue to work on improving pedestrian safety and pedestrian connections surrounding the center. And I also want to acknowledge and thank Michael Skipper, Director of the Greater Nashville Regional Council, who was instrumental in delivering discretionary funding to this project, particularly focused on those pedestrian and bicycle enhancements. Finally, I'd like to thank our neighbors who played an important and integral role, not just in the delivery of this project and their patience during construction, but also the planning and conception. First, I want to acknowledge DJ Woodson, our landlord, who owns the adjoining site. On the bus ride over here, Commissioner Ely and I were talking about, gee, it seems like this happened really fast. DJ, how long ago did we have our first conversation on this? Yeah, trust me, they don't happen all that fast. But I'd also like to acknowledge folks like our Lewis and Wright Funeral Home across the street, Temple Church, Mount Zion Baptist Church, and the Greater St. John Missionary Baptist Church for their support of this project. And finally, I think she's here. I haven't seen her. I believe that Mayor Paige Brown of the city of Gallatin is here somewhere. Mayor Brown is the vice chair of our Regional Transportation Authority Board of Directors, and our regional partners are critically important in helping us deliver our transportation mission. So Mayor Brown, thank you for supporting the mission of better public transportation throughout Middle Tennessee. And I'd like to welcome everyone to the grand opening of the Dr. Ernest Rip Patton Jr. North Nashville Transit Center.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. And I tried working on the weather part of it, but as I tell folks, I'm just in sales, not management when it comes to that. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Gail Carr-Williams, who is the chair of Nashville MTA.
Good morning. Good morning. I tell you, I'm sort of filled with a lot of joy this morning, and a huge sense of accomplishment. What a morning. And the turnout in this weather is incredible, but it's incredible because it is what our city is. It's incredible. It is what North Nashville is. It's incredible, and so happy to be here with the Patton family. So happy, Michael, Michelle, so happy to be with you all today. And I'm so happy to be able to give some remarks as it relates to being able to live in this legacy and this legacy to live on in our city in this great way that is consistent with Dr. Patton's legacy. It's about access, it's about equity, it's about economic justice, and we're sort of sitting in that right now, and we're certainly being leaders to make certain that we continue with that and we stay committed to it. So I'm grateful to be here. So, big day. So one of the things when we were starting the planning of this was to make certain that we had community, and that was important. And I want to give a lot of credit to the MTA staff, the WeGo staff, because they said we have to do it. It doesn't matter. We're going to do it because this project cannot happen if we don't do it. And so they were committed to it. And you know, community engagement, it can be tricky when it's not done effectively and intentionally. But they were intentional. They made certain they were intentional. They made friends with everybody. They went door to door. They made certain that the community was deeply involved and that the community had a say in what happened. And a lot of this is a result of community voices and community needs. And hopefully this transit center will operate that way for the many, many years to come. And I'm really proud of that. And I'm proud they let me be on the committee and help just a little bit, and not interfere. So I think what we learned on this road to community engagement, that we learned we became one community. And we learned that as a community, we were anointed. We were anointed with the responsibility of being curators of history, of transit history, of North Nashville history, of civil rights history, and the curator of telling the Dr. Rip Patton Jr. history story, and also the history of the Freedom Riders and what that means then, now, and in the future. These legacy stories provide a better vision for tomorrow, a better road for economic justice that transit does provide, can provide, and will continue to provide for Nashville. We gladly accept our role as curator. And please, take a look at the artist's work while you're here. And not just today, but all those other days that you come back here to engage in this amazing community center. So make sure you do that. And when we talk about the artistry, the artists were so generous, not only with their craft, but they were generous with hearing from the community about what this art should look like and what should be included in the art. So I'm grateful that we had community engagement and they were generous with their artistry. So I thank all the artists who did so much. And they are leaders in our community, they are storytellers, but they also engage our children in our community. So I think through this transit center, the engagement is just so wide and so vast and so possible for our city. It's transit, it's equity, it's economic, thank you for saying that. I don't know, maybe one of these churches we talked about will invite me one Sunday morning. I don't know. I will see if that might happen. But I'm just happy about this. I really am. I've been a board member for over 20 years. And this is a culmination of a lot of work, and it doesn't happen without some incredible board members. I want to just shout out to my colleagues, Janet Miller, who couldn't be here with us today, but we got Ron Thompson, Jessica Dalpa, and Catherine Sasser cannot be here. But I also want to thank one of our prior board members, a hero to all of us, right? Walter Searcy. This would not be possible. This would not be possible without you. You encouraged us. You gave us all of the history and all of the knowledge of Dr. Patton. And you also made certain that we stayed true to equity and transit. So I thank you. And Sharon Hurd, I see you out here, and I know that you were a councilwoman in this area for so long, and you have been a champion for North Nashville. And without your support over all these years, this too would not be possible. So I thank you for your efforts. With that, I think, Leland, I preached enough this morning. Didn't even know I had that, but
thank you. Let the church say amen. Thank you. All right, thank you, Gail. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Freddie O'Connell, who is the 10th mayor of Metro Nashville, Davidson County, who doesn't live too far away from here over in Salem Town. So please welcome Mayor O'Connell.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is a great day for me, too, and thank you to Steve Bland and Gail for their words and their leadership of WeGo, and this facility is a WeGo facility, and I also had that experience with Walter of being on this incredible board of directors where I had the honor of multiple mentors, including the Reverend Bill Barnes, Gail, Walter. It really has been an incredible group of civic leaders who have been stewarding exactly what you heard Gail talk about for such a long time. And I want to give special thanks today, considering the name of what this facility, the honor we're bestowing here, Michael Patton, Michelle Holt, and the Patton family members who are celebrating with us. Today I'm honored to commemorate this new transit facility with Rip Patton's name for all time. I had the incredible opportunity to know Rip during his lifetime, to hear some of his incredible stories and, as important, his songs. And I almost wish we had a way to capture his voice here because his deep baritone was unmistakable and something that I will always remember. And this freedom rider has taken his last ride, but his story now lives here forever at the intersection of independence and opportunity in North Nashville. Yeah, Walter's right. Now, you heard Steve and DJ reflect on what it takes to get this done. It does take an incredible amount of collaboration and public leadership to get this done. You will see joining me today Senator Charlene Oliver, Vice Mayor Angie Henderson, Councilmember Zulfat Swara, Councilmember Brandon Taylor, Councilmember Quante Toombs. I know we're also joined by Councilmember Clay Capp, Councilmember Terry Vo, Councilmember Jason Spain, our Register of Deeds, Karen Johnson, our Circuit Court Clerk, Joseph Day, our School Board Member, Robert Taylor, Councilmember Jennifer Gamble, our Metro Clerk, Brenda Wynn, and yes, our former Councilmember Sharon Hurt. Would you all help me thank the public leaders who helped get this done? And you also heard Steve recognize, and I'm going to be specific here because it really does show how important our state and federal partners are. State contributions covered a third of the costs for this $16.9 million facility. Federal support paid for nearly half of it, with $7.8 million in a DBE prime overseeing the project. And so in just a moment, you are going to hear from Deputy Governor and Commissioner of TDOT, Butch Ely, as well as Dr. Yvette Taylor from the Federal Transit Administration. And I'm really grateful that you all are both here in person for this moment, because today we are celebrating an evolution of our transit system. This is another example. This location, this site, what happens here is a sign that we are moving beyond an antiquated hub and spoke system that pulls everybody thinking about using transit into downtown no matter where they're going, and instead moving to a point-to-point distributed network that's built for convenience and speed. This is a more modern system that supports crosstown connections from neighborhood to neighborhood. And it begins here at 26th Avenue North and Clarksville Pike as we cut the ribbon on this incredible new Dr. Ernest Rip Patton Jr. North Nashville Transit Center. And what you'll find here, in addition to that change in how people can move around the city, is an air-conditioned waiting area, and critically important on a day like today, clean restrooms, free Wi-Fi, ticket vending machines, public art, civil rights history, bike racks, paratransit access, digital security cameras, a real-time system information that gets you even better to where you're going, 24/7 security staff, and yes, multiple bus bays to connect several routes across town. Within a 30-minute travel window, Rip Patton riders now have access to 2 universities, 2 high schools, 4 middle schools, and 6 medical centers. They can now reach more than 64,000 jobs. This is a big deal. And as an example, when I leave here today, I will be boarding a different route than the route I arrived here at from downtown, going to somewhere that isn't in downtown. This is what we are starting to make possible. 7 bus routes now run through the center. And as Steve shared with you, WeGo has seen a 36% increase in ridership year over year from the second quarter of last year to the second quarter of this year, and that's before we open this building. When we build better transit facilities and operate more effective transit service, people come. Now, you heard Steve thank Michael Skipper and the Greater Nashville Regional Council. I'm very excited. Jamari Brown, who leads our economic and community development efforts in the mayor's office, they are partnered with GNRC to conduct an economic impact study for this new center. DJ will be very interested in this, but this will provide insight on the benefits this new center brings to the surrounding North Nashville community. This will help guide growth around the center, business success around the center, and community access to and from the center. We hope to complete this study in the next few months. So we are celebrating a name and a place today, but ultimately this is a celebration of people. People for whom childcare just got closer, groceries just got closer, healthcare just got closer, jobs just got closer. It starts here in North Nashville, but we have a huge opportunity in front of us. Our transportation improvement program that we have developed over the past year accelerates this sort of access on a much bigger scale beyond this neighborhood by boosting the construction of 12 similar transit centers across the city and beyond the bus system itself. Our Choose How You Move program that we've proposed helps people in cars on Clarksville Pike who are stuck at red lights, not because of traffic, but because we haven't modernized our traffic grid, including those traffic signals at every intersection. Choose How You Move will modernize 2/3 of our signalized intersection throughout the city, but it will do much more, connecting people to other parts of the city and each other, giving options for reducing cost of living and increasing quality of life, making it easier for people to move around and making it easier for people to choose to stay in Nashville. So I want to thank our Metro Council, our state legislature, our federal and state partners who are here, our regional partners, our business partners, organizations like INDOT within Metro, our Metro Nashville Police are here. They've helped ensure that this will be a safe facility. And we have so many organizations in the city, including NOAA, Nashville Organized for Action and Hope, and many, many more, who have already endorsed our Choose How You Move program, which goes to all of us to make a decision together on November 5th. Today's ribbon cutting to me is a bit of a preview. We can make more of these moments possible more quickly if we are successful in November. For now, though, I can't think of a better place for restorative infrastructure than North Nashville. And I can't think of a better namesake for this facility where we honor a freedom rider by extending the freedom of movement and dignity of access to his heirs and so many more. Thank you all for being here today.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor. Maybe at the next opening, not only will he speak, but he'll DJ for you as well. All right? As the mayor mentioned, this is a partnership with city, state, and federal governments. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Butch Ely, Deputy Governor and Commissioner of Transportation for the state of Tennessee.
Thank you, Leland. Wow, what a day. Wow, what a day. It's amazing what a difference a couple of years can make, as I think everybody here stood right over here a couple of years ago or less and broke ground on this facility. So, wow, what a difference a couple of years can make. So I want to just thank all of the people who are sitting here with us today and that are are part of this process that have contributed so much to make this day happen. I would say that I mean, here's the artwork in here. You know, I mean, it's so impressive what we've together have been able to do here. And so it's such a beautiful building. And I would only say that from my standpoint, it is much more than a beautiful building. This building is a monument acknowledging the importance of where we've been and where we've headed, where we're headed. And, you know, Mayor and I, with most of the people on this dais, rode over here together on a bus today. So we rode over here on a bus, but it was very different than the bus that Rip Patton rode on a half century ago. And the difference is the destination. He was headed somewhere to make a difference. And that's the difference that he made in allowing us to be here today in this facility in Nashville, really being able to honor that history that has occurred. Yeah. I would also say that the next word I would say is representative today is partnership. The mayor spoke to it. I mean, this is a great example of what teaming together with federal, state, and local can actually accomplish. And so that's a huge step forward, all coming together to be able to create this facility that we are opening here today. We've got 4 new transit centers across the state, 2 more coming, and so this is important for TDOT, and we're going to continue to keep partnering with local governments to be able to do this. Not only that, I would also point out that in partnering with our Civil Rights Division, our Small Business Division at TDOT, we've been able to include, working with the city as part of this process, a 40% participation in small business and diversity development in this facility here at this location. So we're proud of that. And I think finally, I would say this is a little bit personal to me. I grew up in Cheatham County, up in Ashland City, a few minutes up this road. And so when I was a kid, this is the way, this road right here, a few feet from me, is the way I came to Nashville. We didn't have Metro Center Boulevard at the time. This road right here is how I got to Nashville. And so I have a very rich memory of my past driving through, coming to Nashville in this area. And so it's so important to me to be able to have this facility here today to really change where we're headed in the future to be able to accomplish what we need to do. So I would also add that as nice as this place is, it's not about bricks and mortar. It's not about pavement. It's about connectivity. Others have talked about it. It's about connectivity, connecting us to where we need to be. It's about mobility to healthcare, to education, and it's about quality of life. It's about family. Yes, it's about family. It's about allowing us to be with the people that we want to be with in our lives. And so it's great to be here today. Thank everybody here for all you have contributed to make this happen today. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. At this time, I'd like to introduce Region 4 Administrator for the Federal Transit Administration. Please welcome Dr. Yvette Taylor.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Metropolitan Transit Authority of Nashville and Davidson County for this giant step forward in increasing access to public transit across Nashville. The FTA is excited to be here to join you today in celebrating the ribbon cutting of this event. And undoubtedly, this facility will expand affordable mobility options for transit riders in this part of the city and provide greater opportunities to jobs, to education, healthcare, and so much more. I bring greetings and congratulations to all of you from the USDOT Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, and our FTA Acting Administrator, Veronica Vanterpool. Joining me today is FTA's Director of Project Oversight, Ms. Margarita Sandberg, and FTA's Engineer and Program Manager, Mr. Charles Chu, who have both worked diligently to ensure over $7.8 million of federal funds for this project were certainly funds well spent. Thank you for being here. To Mr. Steve Bland, CEO of WeGo, thank you for your leadership and for your team's hard work and for the long-term partnership with the FTA in providing great transit service to the people of Nashville. To the Mayor, Freddie O'Connell, MTA's Chair, Gail Carr-Williams, our state DOT partner, Commissioner Butch Ely, and to all of the local and state partners, it takes a village. And we appreciate your unwavering support and your vision to improving your communities through transit. To Mr. Michael Patton, it is an honor to be here and to witness the opening of a facility named after your father. Whose voice of the past has made and will make a lasting mark on North Nashville. So the Biden-Harris administration made a commitment to modernizing transit systems, promoting equity, connecting communities, and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The North Nashville Transit Center will do just that. It will connect neighborhoods across town, making travel outside of downtown more efficient. It will spur economic development for smaller markets, helping disadvantaged businesses to grow. It will invest in technology that will keep riders informed on a real-time basis, and it increases accessibility for all as their ridership continues to grow. When President Biden signed the bipartisan infrastructure law, it created an unprecedented amount of money and opportunity for us to improve people's lives. This legislation boosted the support for buses, bus facilities, low-no emission programs by more than 500%. That is a tremendous down payment on our nation's transit and clean energy future. Since the passage of the bipartisan infrastructure law, the Metropolitan Transit Authority has received an average of $25 million in FTA's formula program, over $100 million in COVID-19 economic relief and American Rescue Plan funds. In 2023, MTA received $5 million of discretionary program funds for the Antioch Transit Center. And most recently in 2024, they received $13 million to expand transit infrastructure and services at the Donaldson Station Transit Center. Woo. So thanks to all of these projects and the one that we are celebrating today, the North Nashville Transit Center and subsequent planned centers that will serve multiple bus routes and offer additional mobility options, WeGo Public Transit is truly making a difference in improving people's lives. Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Taylor. At this time, our next speaker and our final one for the program today is Michael Patton, the son of Dr. Patton. I actually had the honor of getting to know a little bit about Rip as fellow church members for a few years over at Lee Chapel AME right around the corner. So, yeah. So now I am honored to present Dr. Patton's son, Michael. Please welcome him.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was for my father, that standing ovation. I am merely a conduit. I would like to thank everyone who just spoke on behalf of this amazing transit center. Can I get a round of applause just for everybody? Thank you so much. Thank you for making this happen. I want to tell you a little bit about my father. Rest at the end, not in the middle. This is the end. The very same industry that my father and a handful of unfathomably courageous souls fought against now honors the Freedom Riders' historic struggle with a transit center bearing the name of Dr. Ernest Rip Patton Jr., 20890. I like to refer to his prison number when I speak of my father. It reminds me of the unknown side of him, of the stage upon which a battle was truly won, where inmates like 20890 were punished by the society for standing up. A mere century ago, society prohibited alcohol. Look at the flourishing industry today. WeGo turns an important page in history, bringing things full circle, recognizing the power, the value that pure courage in its raw form spread throughout a united people has to change the very hearts and minds of a nation, of the world. Watch the butterfly flap its wings and feel the hurricane across time. My father is happy he didn't rest. Even at his end, he wasn't resting. He was a catalyst for this project, having been a distinguished member of the transportation industry in this country, and having seen the need in his community. People like Justin Jones are elated that my father always chose to rest at the end. He never stopped teaching, never stopped sharing, never stopped helping, never stopped praying. He never stopped interacting, listening, dreaming. People like Kevin Moore benefited from my father's passion for music. He most certainly didn't rest in the middle, and even at the end, he was recording music with the same passion, maybe even more. People like Charles Bone and Reverend Dr. Bernard Lafayette are so very jubilant that my father took up the mantle and helped change history non-violently. He did not rest in the middle. I only name a tiny fraction of the people that Dr. Ernest Rip Patton Jr. touched. He meant something personally to a great many of you. Some are erecting change now, this very moment, in our government. Look how that has changed since the 1960s. So, thank you. I am truly grateful to witness the day in history when the pendulum swings towards liberty and the love from and for a city, North Nashville, Tennessee, 29th of August, in the year of our Lord, 2024. Amen.
All right, thank you, Michael, and definitely great history here and to keep Dr. Patton's name and legacy alive. So right now, we're getting ready for the ribbon cutting. If all of you all in the audience will please stay seated. We're actually going to do the ribbon cutting in two areas. Number one, we're going to actually do one ribbon cutting right here, and because the photography is actually better on the side, there will be a second one on the side to have even better pictures for history. So right now, if our seated speakers and some of the lawmakers who are here, you can join us for the very first photo, then we'll go around the corner to the next location for our photo. But thank all of you all for being with us. Again, a great celebration for North Nashville. Please stay seated, and I think Eric may give you the cue on when people can start moving about. All right. I'll get on the hand here. Down some